Moving on to the Sunday Telegraph, Nick, what have they got?
Yes, well, they got Miliband again, but they've also got Truss blames Sunak for trashing my record, which I like Liz, but that is quite funny. I mean, you know, how much of a record could you really have had in the few days you were there? So that's quite funny. A bit of a Liz Trussism, not quite realising how that might sound. But what she means is that tax cuts, I want to be very nice to Liz, but I think she's talking about tax cuts, and you know, the Tories, they sort of allowed the idea to go, they went with the idea that tax cuts didn't generate growth, and they went with Labour's, what she calls Labour's false narrative, that the global rise in mortgage rates was somehow my fault. So she's sort of saying that, you know, Sunak sucked up to Labour and sort of went against her with his sort of different agenda, but the Tories will pay for that long term, and in a few years people will realise she was right on everything.
I mean, she could have said that without making it about her. She could have said, like, Sunak played it wrong in the battle versus Labour, rather than they ruined my legacy of... Really?
I mean, I'm sure
if she would have won that election, I reckon it would have changed, you know, oh, she still won the seat, now we think she did everything great.
I suspect Sunak may have pulled a few strings to, you know, muddy the waters for Truss. Because, I mean, he wanted to be the nominee, didn't he? He wanted to be Prime Minister, and she swooped in. And then, you know, he did pull a few strings, I'm sure, and things collapsed very rapidly. And, you know, all the graphs went down. Everything was rugging, and then she came back.
People to tank the pound and ruin the liability-driven asset.
I mean, tanking the pound is child's play.
Sunak tanked the LDIs to get rid of Truss. Yeah,
right.
I'm not saying he did that, but I'm saying, you know, if the idea that he didn't pull any string at all is mad.
Yeah, well, he certainly somehow became the leader, despite none of the members voting for him. That was quite impressive. And to be fair to Liz Truss, you know, it's not as if whatever Sunak did worked. So she is in some position to say, I was right, maybe.
I was equally wrong. She could also say that in a sentence.
Yeah, I'm not standing up for Liz Truss anyway, but I mean, she may have a point.
Yeah, everyone likes growth. She invented growth, so that's...